Hi, I'm John Higgins and welcome to my channel. This is the next installment of my videos on constructing my virtual pipe organ. And as per the previous video, I'm midifying the original pedal board. And this is a very short video clip just showing the soldering process that I'm doing to wire up the reed switches. So you can see here's a couple of the wires that I've soldered onto the reed switches already. And I'm using a soldering iron, which you can see here. I have a pot of Baker's soldering fluid, which is a flux to remove impurities. I have a small brush for applying that, and I also have just standard silver solder or lead tin solder for this job. So what I did first is I put a tiny dob of Baker's soldering fluid on this joint to make sure that it's cleansed from any impurities. Then I'll bring up the wire from the ribbon cable, which I'm going to solder, and just to make sure it stays in place, I'm bending it back over on itself. Then I'm going to apply some solder to the soldering iron, bring this wire up, sit it in position. As you can see, it's a little bit fiddly. Hold it here and bring my soldering iron down. And I haven't quite got enough solder. So what I'm going to do is bring the solder here, and I'm going to put a dob of this on at the same time just to help it set. And there we have it. So that wasn't too bad. You can see there's a little bit of discoloration there where there's some impurities. So I'm just going to wipe my soldering iron clean, and then we'll move on to the next one. So again, just a tiny dob of Baker's soldering fluid just to help with cleansing any impurities. Grab my next wire, bend it over into position like this. Get my solder. Definitely a job to have a well lit area. You certainly need good light. And there you can see that one's set quite nicely. I'm just going to add a little bit of extra solder just to make sure I've got him completely. You can see that it wants to spring up out of the way, so I just need to apply a little bit of pressure as I reset that. Oops, it's come off. Let me try again. There we go. And so I'll work my way down, and there's 32 of them to do. And then while for the sake of completeness while I'm doing this video, I'll just show you for the earthing. It's basically a continuous set of jumper leads or jumper wires between all of the terminals. So basically a common earth arrangement for the switching, because when each reed switch closes, it'll close the 5 volts DC down to the common earth. So I'd already pre-prepared and pre-cut these short wires here. So I'll repeat the same procedure, just a dab of solder. A dab of Baker's soldering fluid on these two terminals that I'm going to solder across. Bear in mind that I'm a mechanical engineer, so doing some of this fine electronics work is not really my forte, so if anyone's watching and you're an electronics person, then feel free to comment on how this can be done better. I'm sure there are ways that it can be done more efficiently. That one went quite well. You can see that's a nice soldered connection. And then I'll just bend the wire over and insert it into the other end here. So a little bit more solder in the hole. And there we go, done. So I'll continue working my way down the reed switches. So I think that's enough there. As you can see, it's a little bit fiddly and time consuming, but once you get started, it's very much just repeating the process over and over. So feel free to leave any comments or advice. The proof will be in the pudding when I test it later. Here's hoping that everything works well. Thank you for watching and for your support of my channel. Take care, and we'll see you very soon in the next video. Okay, bye.